Hey guys. Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to. Okay, let me try again. Hey guys. Welcome back to my channel. I still feel like that was dry, but I ain't gonna do it again. I'm back at it with another video for your boys. If you ain't hit that like, comment, or subscribe button yet, go ahead and do that. Matter of fact, if you ain't hit the subscribe button yet, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? You just coming back here to watch my channel for what? Nah, we ain't even gonna worry about you. Anyway, y'all, if you can tell by the title, this is gonna be part 2 to my series. I was just like, you know what, let me get on here and record this video because I've been talking about it. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I was tired. I was tired yesterday. I was getting some rest. So I'm back at it. So where I left off in my last story time, I was telling y'all I was outside. So I had, by this time, I just got evicted. I was outside. By that time, it was probably like almost a week that went by. And I was sleeping in the laundry room and stuff and just outside during the day, probably going to work. So I left off at where I met this man, right? So I looked up, I was outside in the bushes, looked up, I seen this tall black man, right? It was this older man, and the man probably was like in his 60s. To this day, I still don't know how old this man was. He was an old man. So he just came up to me and started talking to me. He was just asking me like, how did I end up outside, or what happened, like, where your family, shit like that. So then, boom, he told me that he knew this lady that rent rooms out of her trailer and shit. So I basically just told him to just let me know what she said, because he said he was gonna go and ask her about it and just let me know what she said. So he told me that I could move in or whatever, and that it would be $250. I think. No, hold on, let me think. Or was it $300? No, it was $300, y'all. It was $300, but at the time I only had $200, right? So I was thinking to myself, I was like, damn, like, am I still gonna be able to move in? So I asked him, he was just like, oh, it's okay, da da da. So all I know is, like I say, I don't know if I included this in the last part, but I'm gonna just start off where I think I left off. I think I had walked to the library, and I remember him calling me at the library, and he was just like, where you at? And he came in and picked me up, and then he took me to Arby's to go get something to eat. I just got some little shit. I got like a little, not a Happy Meal, but I got like a kid's meal, some little shit. So he was just like, that's all you want? And I was just like, yeah. I wasn't like, I didn't eat a lot of food. Like, that was probably my first time really eating that day type shit. And then I would walk a lot too. So it's like I wasn't eating right, and I was walking a lot. So that was just a bad combination. I was hungry, but the reason why I only got a kid's meal was because I didn't want him to spend like a whole bunch of money on me. Like, I didn't want him to like, cause you know Arby's is expensive. Like, it could get expensive, and I don't know, I just didn't want him to spend a whole bunch of money on me, because my mom kind of put me on game at like a young age to not, like, to be careful what you take from people, because nothing is free. Like, my mom taught me that shit. Like, she was just like, you know, don't be going out here in the world just taking stuff from people because they offer it to you, because you don't know what that person's intentions is. And so, yeah, like, I knew I was hungry and he got offered, so I was gonna get some food, but I wasn't gonna go crazy, because, like I said, I didn't know the man. Like, it was my first time meeting the man. Like, I didn't know what his intentions were. So as time going on and he like helping me and shit, I was asking him, I was like, I really appreciate your kindness. How may I repay you? And this was like a red flag to me, because every time I would ask him like, oh, how can I repay you for your kindness? He would just look at me and be like, just let me get to know you. He would always say that shit. Like, he would just be like, just let me get to know you. So all I know is I think that day I had to go to work. So I went to work, and then when I got off work, he said he was gonna come pick me up so then we could go to the lady so I could move in. So it was time for me to get off. I let him know what time I got off. And then my phone was off, so I actually couldn't make calls. Like, I couldn't call nobody, and then I didn't have his number. Well, I did have his number on the little card. So why didn't I call him? Because I could have used the work phone. I don't know. I guess I just, like, it was my first time meeting a nigga, and then I had just been doing shit on my own for so long. Like, I just wasn't dependent on nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I walked back to where I would, you know, sit outside, like, in my stuff. So that's where I was at. Before I knew it, I think he called me because I had Wi-Fi. I don't know if I said this in the last video. I was still using the Wi-Fi in my apartment because y'all, like I told y'all, I couldn't take none of the stuff like with me. I took some of the stuff, but not a whole bunch of shit. So my Wi-Fi box was actually still plugged in inside the apartment. I just couldn't get inside because I was locked out. So as I'm using the Wi-Fi, I get a call on my text now number, whatever. And so I picked up the phone. It was him, and he was basically just asking me where I was and saying that he was gonna come pick me up. So he came to pick me up, and then he took me to the lady trailer or whatever. And like I said, I just remember the nigga just like he just kept asking me questions and stuff about like where my family was. Like he was like, you don't have nobody? Like you don't have nobody at all? Like you only 22? How old was I at the time? I was like 22, 23 at the time. And he was just really confused on how like I was just out there by myself. And then he just kept saying, he was like, you're very beautiful. Like you don't got no boyfriend? Like how you don't have no boyfriend? And I really didn't know, y'all. I didn't have nobody. Like I wasn't talking to nobody. Like, I don't know. I was just by myself. I don't know. So we got to the lady house. But by the time we got to the lady house, she was in the shower. So I had to sit on the couch and I was waiting. And I just know he had went back there, like while the lady was in the shower, he went in her room and stuff. Like he didn't knock her, no, he just went in there and he was talking to her. So I'm minding my business and stuff. And before I knew it, she had came out, right? And it was this short, little Hispanic lady, y'all. I remember she was just so short. And she had like this long, black, curly hair. Like it was so pretty. And so I remember talking to her. I was a little nervous. Cause I didn't know she was gonna be nice, y'all. She was so nice, like she was so sweet, and she didn't speak English for real, but I speak Spanish. Like I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I speak enough to be able to communicate with people that don't speak English. So basically, she told me, well, I told her that I only had $200, and she told me that I could give her the $100 when I got paid again. So that was clutch as hell. Like she had looked out for real. So I gave her the $200, and I was able to, bring my stuff in. And I just remember the man was telling me, he was like, you gonna call me? You gonna call me? And I was like, well, does the lady have Wi-Fi? And he said no. Cause y'all, it was an older lady. Like it wasn't like it wasn't like somebody my age or in their 30s. Like this lady was older. I don't know how old she was neither though, but she was definitely older. So she didn't have Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So he was like, oh, how am I gonna be able to call you? Or he was like, I'm gonna get you a phone so we could talk and da-da. And I was just telling him like, he ain't gotta give me a phone. Cause y'all, let me fucking tell you, like, as time was going on, I kind of was feeling the vibe. Like I kind of was like figuring out like, okay, this nigga trying to, I kind of just felt like what the nigga was trying to do. Like, he found this girl, like, she don't got no family, she don't got no friends, she don't got no boyfriend, nothing like that. Like, she just out here all by herself. The bitch don't even got nowhere to go. Like, I feel like at that time, he was trying to take advantage of me. Like, he would start trying to take advantage of me in, like, my situation that I was in. So, I didn't really want to take any more offers from him. I really just wanted a place to stay. Like I wanted a roof over my head. So like after I had got there, I felt like I didn't really need anything else. Oh yeah, I'm leaving parts out. So I don't know if this was before we moved in or before I went to the lady house or after, but I remember him taking me to the store. He was like, you need to go to the store and get like body wash and stuff, like toothpaste, toothbrush, stuff like that. So I remember we went to the store, he bought me that. And yeah, I don't know, y'all. I'm trying to remember. It's still kind of blurry. Like, so yeah, moved in with the lady. Nigga was like, oh, how am I gonna be able to call you? Da, da, da. And I was telling him that he can't. Which God is so good. Everything happens in alignment because, like, I'm so glad that nigga was not able to call me, y'all, because he probably would have gotten on my nerves. Like, this nigga probably would have been like calling my phone, blowing my phone up, like trying to stay on the phone with me. Like, I'm just so fucking glad, like, I didn't have to fucking talk to this nigga for real. So, basically, he'd just tell me, like, I think he dropped me off, and then he was like, I'm gonna come and pick you up in the morning and take you to work. Because at this time, I was working 2 jobs. I was working at Family Dollar, and I was working at the store, the gas station. So in the morning, I had to be to Family Dollar, I think, by 8 o'clock. And I got off at maybe, damn, what time did I used to get off work? Maybe like 11 or 12, because I had to be at the store by 1. So I get off around like 11 or 12. But anyway, that's beside the point. So he said he was gonna come pick me up for work. So he came and he picked me up, and I don't know, like he took me to work and I got off work. So when I got off my second job though, cause he picked me up from my first job, took me to my second job, which once again, shout out to God, because the nigga, if I wasn't working like almost my full day, he probably would have tried to spend time with me. Let me give y'all some backstory on this man. This is why I found out about him. So he was a veteran. He was in the military and he was retired. So the nigga just had all this fucking free time. Like the nigga just, like he ain't had shit to do for real. He just would like ride around all day and just, I guess, do stuff for other people. So, yeah, like I'm so glad that at the time I was working 2 jobs and shit, because like I said, he probably would have been trying to like hang out with me. So all I know is he picked me up from my second job, and instead of taking me back to the trailer, he was like, oh, I want you to come to my house. And y'all, at this time, oh, let me fucking tell you, I don't know if I mentioned this in my last video, but at this time, I was still practicing modesty. I still practice modesty, but in different ways. At this particular time, I was in a veil. I'm actually going to post like a picture, or I'm going to put up a picture. Ooh, fuck, I bit my tongue. I'm going to put up a picture or a video of like me being veiled up so y'all understand. Like this man literally could not see what I looked like. The only thing you could see was my eyes. And so I felt like that was another thing that was protecting me too. Because like I said, like I was just outside, like I didn't have no type of really protection except for God, of course. But I'm saying, like, I feel like if the man was able to see what I look like, he would have been more like aggressive with trying to push his agenda on me, whatever. So anyway, I just want y'all to know that the man didn't know what I looked like. He didn't know what my hair looked like. He didn't know what my face looked like. So he was just telling me, he was like, what do you want to eat? I'm going to take you, go get something to eat, and then we're going to come back to my house. And like I said, I kind of wanted to tell the man that I didn't want to go back to his house, y'all, because I did not want to hang out with the man. As I was spending time with him, like as he was helping me and shit, I was picking up like a weird ass vibe on him, but I couldn't figure out what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever like been around somebody and you like, this person kind of weird, but it's like, I don't understand why. Like, I don't know, y'all. So I didn't want to hang out with the nigga because like I said, the nigga old as hell. Like, what we gonna talk about, bro? Like, what is we gonna do? So he was just like, what you want to eat? What you want to eat? And I just was like, okay, cookout, because that's what we were passing by. We were passing by cookout. So he started and got me some cookout, and then we headed back to his shit. So when we got to his house, I don't know, he was like, oh, let's put on a movie. We're going to watch a movie. Y'all, oh my God. This man showed me his movie collection, y'all. Why this nigga has so many movies, bro? This nigga has so many fucking movies. Like, stacks of movies everywhere. Like, you would think you just walked in a motherfucking Blockbuster. I swear, like, I'm not even lying. This nigga has so many movies. I mean, it wasn't even no new movies that just came out. It was a whole bunch of these old-ass fucking movies. Some of them was in black and white. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, y'all, some of these movies was in like black and white, and he's sitting up here telling me to pick a movie. I don't know what none of these movies is. Like, what the fuck? They all probably came out in the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? Like, the movies fucking old. So I just picked some shit. Like, I picked the closest shit that looked familiar to me, and it was Snow White. So when I seen the Snow White movie, I was like, okay, yeah, let's watch this, right? But why when he put the movie on, y'all, it was like the first Snow White ever filmed, bitch. Like, it wasn't like the damn fucking Snow White that came out when I was a kid. Like, it was some shit from way back in the day. So we was watching this stuff, and I noticed he wasn't really watching the movie, y'all. This nigga was weird as hell, bro. This nigga was so fucking weird. So boom, I'm sitting on the couch, and he's sitting on the couch away from me, right? And I remember he kept telling me, he was like, you want to sit all the way over there? You come sit next to me? I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want to fucking come sit next to you. Like, I'm good. So, I was scared. Like, I wasn't scared to eat, but I was low-key nervous to eat because I knew if I like ate, I would have to pull my mask down. Now, at this time, if I would have pulled my mask down to eat, this would have been his first time seeing my face for it, right? So I was hungry as hell, stomach was growling, I had food in front of me, and then at the time it was like one of my favorite restaurants. So I was like, man, let me go ahead and eat this food real quick. So I started eating, I pulled my mask down just enough like for me to be able to put food in my mouth, but I didn't take it down all the way. Y'all, I swear to God, like, the fucking TV was facing, like, obviously, okay, if I'm sitting like this, the TV over here, the nigga sitting on this side, like, so he's sitting on the couch on this side. So to look at the TV, obviously you gotta turn your head, right? Why this nigga head was turned towards me the whole time, this nigga body was turned towards me, this nigga was dead ass watching me, bro. Imagine you sitting in a room with somebody and it's like they just really just watching everything that you're doing. Like, this nigga was watching me eat, bro. It was so weird. And then it's like, as he's sitting up there like with me, talking to me, eating with me and shit, it's like the nigga getting nervous. Like on some high school shit. Like, you know how you eating with somebody and you with your crush, you start getting nervous. Like, that was the vibe this nigga was giving me, bitch. I started getting goddamn, I don't know, like my anxiety. Nothing but the enemy trying to stop me from telling my story. Anyway, let's get back into it. So, what was I at? Yeah, so like the vibe was just... My bad about that damn fly. I keep fucking flying around, bitch ass nigga. I don't know why the fuck. Like, the shit done been there for a minute. And sometimes it be sleep. I mean, I could kill it, but it's just that sometimes when it be sleep, I'll be like, you know what, it is a fly, it ain't gonna bite me. So I just let it ride. But a nigga don't pay no fucking rent. So next time it's sleep and I walk up on it, I'ma kill that bitch. It's so weird as this nigga like was but the energy was getting so fucking weird because it's like the nigga was getting nervous and shit as if like he was trying to come on to me or as if he was like attracted to me and shit. And so he was telling me, he was like, oh yeah, you're very beautiful. Like, I don't understand why you wear that mask and da-da-da-da-da. And I just started telling him, I was like, it's a part of my beliefs and shit. It's a part of my religious beliefs. Because I felt like at the time, because I think at this time I probably was veiled up for almost a year. Yeah, I think it was like almost a year had done went by, or maybe over a year. Y'all, I covered myself for a minute. Like, the whole time I was kind of like by myself where I covered myself. Just for spiritual and physical protection. And so the nigga was asking about the shit and I was... Why is the enemy trying to... Well, I know why the enemy's trying to fuck with me. I know why the enemy trying... Like, if that ain't the fucking... Well, I ain't gonna say the devil because, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna give the devil no credit, but I'm just saying, like, I'm knowing I'm doing the right thing. Like, I'm knowing I'm in the right place at the right time because, like, when the enemy come trying to fuck with you, that means you executing God's plan for you. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Period. So let's get straight back into this video. We ain't gonna have no more distractions. So I was just explaining to the man why I wear my veil and stuff, and he was just like, oh, okay, well, can I see your hair? And I was like, I told him no, because like with my covering, only the people that's personal to me was able to see my true image, able to see what I look like. Like the way I show y'all my face and shit, at the time during my covering, I couldn't show, like, especially men, like my hair, my face, just what I look like if there wasn't like my husband or like my boyfriend. And at the time, like I told y'all, I was single. So shouldn't no man be really seeing my hair or like my appearance unless that's something that I agreed to. And I didn't agree to that. I didn't want that man to see my hair because I didn't want that man to like be like attracted to me. Because like when people could see shit like your hair and your face and stuff, that opens up a way for them to like basically decide if they're attracted to you or not. And I felt like the man was becoming attracted to me by seeing the little, like, you know, images of me without seeing the whole image. Like, I can't explain it, y'all. Anyway. So I just know he was just asking me questions, and then he started asking me about a boyfriend again. This man would ask me about a boyfriend all the fucking time. He'd be like, oh, you sure you don't have no boyfriend? You sure don't have no boyfriend? Sir, if I had a boyfriend, I would not be sitting here with you. Like, that ass for real. Like, it's almost like he didn't believe me, but it's like, be honest. Like, why would I be with a nigga, like, and I'm fucked up like this? Like, I'm literally sitting in the living room of a strange man's house, and you think I have a boyfriend. Like, please. So, yeah. So all I know is I was ready to go. Like because by this time the movie had been cut off. I ain't gonna lie though, I wanted the nigga to stop talking to me because he kept fucking talking to me. He kept asking me questions. So I started acting like I wasn't paying attention to him. I was paying attention to the movie. So then I actually ended up getting into the movie, and it was a really good movie. Like, it was a good version of Snow White. I ain't gonna lie, it was. It was old fashioned as hell, but it was cool. So I guess as I'm watching the movie, like, he stopped trying to talk to me and shit, and then his phone had started ringing. So when his phone rung, I guess it was like somebody that needed something, like one of the people that he be helping. So he answered the phone, but he went into the other room. This is another thing too. I remember him pouring this glass because I was watching him too, but like the difference between him watching me and me watching him, I would watch him without him knowing. Like when he's looked away, like constantly, like I would look at him through my peripheral just to watch him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He would try to offer me drinks and shit, and I told him no. I'm so glad like we did go to Cookout and I was able to get my own cup, and it was fixed like in a restaurant, and it wasn't nothing that he fixed in his kitchen. Cause I remember he had this small like glass, like an alcohol glass, and he had poured some brown stuff in there with some ice. It was some ice in there too. But I didn't say nothing. And so I just remember him, he was telling me, he was like, oh yeah, I got a whole bunch of alcohol here. He was like, I got a bar here. Basically, you know, if you want to drink, you could drink. Y'all, God, I'm telling you, alignment. Because at this time, I had stopped drinking alcohol. I think I was going on my second year clean of just not drinking alcohol. If this would have happened like years prior, I probably would have accepted a drink from that man, y'all. I probably would have ended up getting drunk in that man's house. Ain't no telling what the fuck would have happened. God is so real. So I told the man that I don't drink alcohol. And y'all, why after I told the man I don't drink alcohol, he was like, oh yeah, I don't drink neither. Yeah, I don't drink neither. All this alcohol is just for guests. So you mean to tell me, and I'm the type of bitch, if you lying and I know you lying, sometimes I just let people lie. Especially if I know you like that and you think you getting one over on me, I just let you lie, I don't say nothing. So he told me he don't drink alcohol neither, even though I just saw him pour up a glass of alcohol. And so, what happened? So, yeah, he had got on the phone, his phone started ringing, he went in the kitchen to go answer it. When he came back out, y'all, he had this big ass pot in his hand. So he was like acting like he was about to leave out the door. Or he went to the door as if he was like leaving out, and he was like, oh, I'll be right back. I'm finna go take this pot to a friend. She said she's about to cook something, so I'm gonna take her this pot and I'm gonna be right back. So boom, when he told me that, I was like, oh, you might as well just go ahead and take me back to the lady house. Because just so happened, him and the lady stayed very close together. They didn't stay in the same, because the lady stayed in the trailer park, but he stayed around the corner in this neighborhood. So the man actually had this big ass house, and she was living in like, the lady was like living in this trailer. So boom, he told me he was gonna take the pot to the lady. And I was telling him, I was like, okay, yeah, go ahead, take me and drop me off at the lady house since that's where you headed anyway, or you headed out anyway. Because I didn't know if he was going to go see the lady or not, right? Because I didn't want to be in that nigga crib no more. And then plus, you gonna leave me here, sir? You don't even know me. Like, that, bro, you really gotta watch, because people is crazy as hell. Like, this nigga talking about he gonna leave me in his fucking crib, and he don't know me, bro. If you feel like somebody is being dumb and putting themselves in a position to be set up by you, flip that shit. I'm gonna say that again. You feel like you in this situation, somebody being so dumb and careless to the point you're in your head like, this person being dumb, I could set their ass up. Flip that shit, bitch, because they probably trying to set your ass up. Real shit. So I told the nigga, I was like, nah, I'm not staying here. Like, I don't feel comfortable staying in your house and you're not here. Like, I don't even know you like that. You know what I'm saying? Then, like, what if some shit went missing and he feel like I stole it? Like, hell no, like, you ain't leaving me in here. What the fuck? So he was like, no, like, just stay here and I'm gonna be right back. And I was like, no, like, you could take me back. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not staying here, bro. Like, and so he kept trying to basically convince me to stay at his house until he got back. And I told him, like, no, like, I'm not going to be here when you, like, get back. Well, I probably was, because at the time I was so unfamiliar. Y'all, this nigga had me in the fucking backwoods. The fucking backwoods, bitch. Like, I'm telling you, like, it was way out in the middle. It wasn't in the middle of nowhere, But I'm telling you, if you wasn't familiar with the area, you would not know where to go. You wouldn't know where to walk. You would not know where to go because it's like dirt roads and shit back there. It's farmland back there. Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I was scared as fuck because I ain't never been back there, bitch. I didn't even know back there existed. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, if the nigga did leave, I wouldn't be able to walk back to the lady house, like I said, because I wouldn't know where to walk. So, it came down to it after, like, I think his third time trying to get me to stay there. He finally was like, okay, then. I could tell he had an attitude, but I didn't give a fuck. The whole situation was just getting weird to me. It was just getting weirder and weirder. So, got in the car, he was taking me back to the lady house. So, by the time we got back to the lady house, he basically told me, said, oh, I actually wasn't taking the pot to nobody. I just said that because, no, this what happened. He lied. Okay, he told me that he was going to take the pot to the lady's house. That's why I was like, yeah, just go ahead and take me with you so you could drop me off. So then when we pulled up to the lady's house, he didn't get out the car to take her the pot. So he told me, he was like,
I lied about telling you that I was going to the lady's house. I was actually going somewhere else, but I told you I was going to the lady's house because that's the only person that you know that I know.
It was some dumb shit, y'all. It was some dumbass shit. This nigga was, I really feel like the nigga was trying to set me up. Like, I feel like the nigga probably was trying to be gone for a long time and come back and thinking I was going to be in there asleep or something. Bitch, I wasn't going to be motherfucking sleep. Bitch, I was going to be so fucking up. Probably looking through that nigga shit. He better be glad I didn't stay, because, bitch, I would have been down, turned into a detective on that nigga for real. And, y'all, let me tell y'all about this, because this is so fucking crazy. I swear to God, like, I'm remembering shit as I'm telling the story. So, rewind back to when we was in the man's house and he told me to basically find a movie. So it came to a point where we was actually talking about movies, and I think he was asking me what kind of movies I like. And I was telling him, yeah, I like these kind of movies. I don't really like these types of movies, da da da. And so I think I had asked him what kind of movies he like. I doubt I did that though. I don't know what happened. All I know is we was in conversation. And he told me, I swear to God, y'all, this is so crazy. He was like, yeah, I like watching movies about rape.
I like watching movies like about, like, you know, when the girl get raped and she gotta go to court and like she gotta plead her case. I like movies like that.
So when he told me that shit, bitch, I got quiet. I got quiet as hell. And so then I guess since I got quiet, he was like,
oh, well, not like that. Not saying I just like to watch movies about people getting raped. I was just saying I like when the woman go to court and like try to fight her case and, you know, da da da.
Like, he tried to clear it up, but nigga, you already said what the fuck you just said. You already said what the fuck you just said. And then this is another thing too. I used to carry a journal with me all the time, y'all. I probably got so many journals, like maybe 10. No, I probably got like 5 or 6. But I used to always have a journal with me because I would always write. Like, I would always just be writing. And so I remember he used to ask me, like, what is you writing? Like, can I see? And it's like, no, you can't fucking see. Like, I used to tell him no. Like, he tried to walk behind me to see, like, every time he would walk behind me, I would close my journal so he wouldn't see what I'm writing. So basically in my journal, I call them my prayer journals. And it's like, I would write prayers down in it. And like, when I would start the page, I would always like thank God. Like, I'll start out thanking God and like the universe, everybody, and then I'll write my prayer down. So as I was in this man's house, I was praying for protection, and it worked too. Like, all this shit worked. As you can see, I'm still here today untouched. Like, all this shit worked. So boom, he took me back to the lady house and he was just telling me, he was like, okay, I'm gonna come pick you up in the morning, so be ready. Or what this nigga said, because I remember one time he actually tried me. No, okay, yeah. He said, I'm gonna come and pick you up in the morning, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, cool. So I was so fucking happy, y'all. When I got back to that lady trailer, I was so happy because I just did not want to be around that nigga no more. Like, I really did not. Like, the nigga was just weird as fuck. And he kept asking me questions. And so the next morning came around and he had came and picked me up, y'all. But this time, cause at the time he had this like gold Honda. It was like this gold Honda, and that's what he would like pick me up in. So this particular morning, this nigga pulled up in like this yellow Corvette. It was like this like really nice car or whatever. But y'all like, I mean, I'm a little more materialistic now just cause all the shit that I done been through, like in the way I done been programmed now. But at the time, y'all, like I was still very much like, how can I say? I was experienced, but I was still kind of like that scared little girl on the inside. So it's like when he pulled up in this Corvette, I wasn't in my head like, oh, this nigga got money, like I'm about to fuck with him, like he gonna put me on. Like, yo, I was not in my head like that. Like I didn't give a fuck like that. This nigga pulled up in no Corvette. I just wanted this nigga to take me to work and drop me the fuck off and leave me the fuck alone. That's literally all I wanted. I did not care about this nigga Corvette. So when he pulled up and I got in the car, he just was looking at me like he had this weird smirk on his face. I guess he was like expecting me to like say something about his car. So yeah, like he just kept staring at me. So I finally was like, oh, you got a nice car. And he was just like, oh yeah, I got a lot of surprises. Like one day I'm gonna take you riding on my motorcycle. And I was telling him I don't ride motorcycles. Cause I don't ride motorcycles. Like maybe if I feel like confident and I pray and I might ride one like one day, but I don't feel no urge to get on a motorcycle. And then plus at the time, I think a year prior, my friend had passed away. Like he was riding motorcycles and this lady, it was this drunk driver, hit him and killed him, y'all. We was sad as fuck, like bruh, cause he was like, everybody kind of knew him, like in the school, like he was kind of like one of those, he was just known as like one of those people with good spirits. So when we find out that nigga died, like we was like, everybody was sad as fuck. Like, so when he was talking about I'm gonna take you on my motorcycle, like I told him no. I was like, no, I just know somebody that died from like a motorcycle accident. I don't want to get on no motorcycle. And the nigga still was telling me, nah, I'm gonna take you on my motorcycle. Like, bitch, man, what the fuck, nigga? I'm gonna kick that shit over way. Like, stop fucking playing with me, bro. So boom, like the nigga took me to work and shit. No, let me tell y'all, fast forward. So when I got in the car and I said that the nigga had a nice car, y'all, he started talking to me and shit. And then I remember, y'all, he looked down at me, y'all. He looked down at my fucking crotch area. I had on my uniform, y'all. I was on my way to Family Dollar. I had on my fucking uniform. This nigga looked down at me and he was like, oh,
You look sexy.
that's what this nigga fucking said. Bitch, I covered myself immediately. I had this book, no, was it a book bag? No, I had my bag. I had this bag I used to like, it was like a cross over the shoulder bag type shit. Y'all, I put that shit in my lap so quick. And he was like, oh, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? And I was like, oh, because I felt like I did something wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how I look like that. Like, I just got on my uniform. Like, oh, bitch, I hated that he fucking said that shit to me, y'all. Hold on. I hated that he said that shit to me because, y'all, I was not attracted to this man at all. Like, literally at all. Like, this nigga was like a grandfather to me. This nigga reminded me of my granddad. And I remember one time we was at the store, somebody actually came up to us and was like, no, this nigga was like, oh, is that your dad? Like, the nigga looked like, you feel what I'm saying? So it's like I was not attracted to the nigga. Like, and then plus at his house, he had a pawpaw ass house. Like, his house was set up like some, like, you know how you go to your grandparents' house and everything in that bitch old, it got the wooden walls and shit. That's what kind of house he had. He had like a pawpaw house. I guess he thought he was flexing on me and shit because he was like, yeah, we just go back to my place. I really feel like he thought he was flexing on me, bro. Sir, you're not flexing on me with my grandfather's house. I swear to God, like, you're not. So, yeah, so, boom, he dropped me off at work. And then, what happened? Y'all, this is a long-ass story. It's already 37 minutes long. I didn't think this story was going to be so long. Let me try to speed it up. So, that was kind of like the routine. He'll take me to work and then he'll pick me up or whatever. Well, he'll take me to both jobs and then he'll come and pick me up at the end of my workday. And then sometimes he'll ask me to, like, or I don't know how many times he asked me to go back to his house. Let me tell y'all, because me and this man ended up falling out. So I think I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to that part. So as time going on, this man, ooh, bitch, let me motherfucking tell you. He kept asking me, he was like, so when are you going to go get your stuff? Because, like, I told y'all, I had a whole furnished apartment. Like, well, it wasn't, it was fully furnished. Like, by the time I had moved out, I did have, like, every room was filled with shit. So he kept asking me when I was going to go get my stuff. Bro, I wasn't going to go get that stuff. Like, the stuff that I had with me, that was all I needed. I didn't want that TV. I didn't want that bed. I didn't want none of that shit, because to me at that time, all that shit was cursed. Because a little backstory on the shit I was going through, y'all. I was going through very crazy spiritual warfare. That was another reason why y'all saw me cover myself for almost a year. Because I was really trying to protect myself. I was trying to protect my energy. Because my family, ex-friends, people from my past, bro, they was sending me spiritual warfare. And I'm going to tell you why, bro. Because at the time, I started my spiritual journey in 2019. So, and then I had got into doing divination and tarot and stuff. If y'all know, I do got a tarot channel. So I got really deep into my spirituality, and my family and my friends, they knew about it. They knew about this shit, because this shit really became a part of me, y'all. Like, usually, sometimes when I start shit and I think I'm interested in it, I'll like stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, after a while, I'll just be like, okay, this is boring. Like, let me stop. But it was something about my spirituality, y'all. I never had the urge to stop it. Like, I never got bored with it. It's just, I always like just kept learning, kept building. And so, like I said, my family, my friends, they knew about it. So, like I told you, I had cut everybody the fuck off. I cut everybody off. So since I cut everybody off, I guess people thought like I was still available to them, till they found out that I wasn't. So a lot of people, like, when you're a good person, you will run into people that feel like they are entitled to you, entitled to your energy, entitled to your help. Because at the time, I was a people pleaser. I used to feel like the only way I could feel validated was if I give everything that I had to people. Like, people came and asked me, like, I swear to God, like, I used to be the type of person, like, anybody could come up to me and ask me for anything. If I had it, I would give it to you. And it was because of my upbringing. It was how I was raised. I was programmed to always say yes, because when I was growing up, we was not allowed to say no. If you said no, that was a sign of disrespect. You would get your ass beat. Like, I got conditioned into saying yes. And I'm going to tell y'all, like, effects on that. This is why I also study parenting. I'm not a parent, but one day I will be a parent. And it's like, I want to make sure that I don't psychologically mess up my children, y'all. Because since I was raised to say yes, I was mentally programmed. That opened me up to be molested, y'all. I'm going to speak on that more on another video. But yeah, like, so I was a people pleaser, and I just felt like the only way I could be in a room is if I was giving shit to people, or the only way people would love me or like me is if I was like what's it called? Like a resource to them. Like, they could come and get shit from me. So people was used to this. But when I moved out and got my own place, like, I couldn't do that no more. I couldn't live like that no more, y'all. Because before I was able to get into that place, I was homeless then. And it's like those same people that I would give everything to, they could not help me. They would not help me. Actually, they could help me, because my mother, like, you know what I'm saying? She had her own place. My brother was still, I think my brother still stay with her to this day. So it was like people, the same people that I was giving my all to, y'all, they turned their back on me, bro. And that's what broke me out of that mental cell. That's what broke me out of that, like, you know, like feeling like I gotta give shit because people asking. Like, when I had fell on hard times, like, that's what really opened up my eyes. Like, yo, I gotta stop giving my all to people. Because when I give my all to people, I don't have nothing left for myself. And then that, you know what I'm saying? That's how I ended up in the shelter at motherfucking 21. And nobody gave a fuck. Everybody else going through their own shit. They can't give a fuck about me. I had to give a fuck about myself. When I learned that shit, oh, it turned me to a beast, my nigga, on God. Because I'm telling y'all, I was too nice. And I used to be so nice to people that were so mean to me. So mean to me. And I understood why, like I said, because that's how I was raised. My parents was mean to me. You feel what I'm saying? So I thought that was love. Like, my best friend, I'm thinking, like, you feel me? I done grew up, I done got a best friend. She mean as hell. I'm thinking the bitch love me. You feel me? Because she mean and she takes shit from me. I'm thinking that's love. Real shit. Until, like I said, like, I look around. I'm like, all right, where the loved ones at? Where these mean ass niggas at that they could come and ask me for everything? You feel me? Where these niggas at? They was nowhere to be found. That's when that fucking light turned out. Like, that shit, I don't know, y'all. So I had got out of that shit. And so, what happened, y'all? Damn it. Where the fuck was I in that motherfucking story? I just said that shit because I already know, like, people from my past definitely gonna watch this fucking video. Hey, how you doing? And y'all said what the fuck I said. Yeah, that's the real. If you wonder why what happened to the nice Taylor, that's what happened to the nice Taylor. I couldn't fucking call on y'all niggas, bro. Could not. But y'all could call on me. No, fuck no. I wasn't living like that no more, bro. I remember, bro, I swear to God, this is a little side story, bro. When I got my first place, bro, and I was still in that mentality of helping everybody, bro, that shit bit me in the ass so fucking quick. That shit bit me in the ass, I think, my second and third month staying by myself. Because I had moved somebody in with me, bro. And I'm sitting up here, I'm using all my resources, all my time, you feel me? To look after somebody that did not give a fuck. This person wasn't contributing to shit, but always had their fucking hand out. And then had the nerve to get a fucking attitude with me. As if I'm doing something to them and I'm the only person fucking helping them. This person had a whole fucking family. This person had more resources than me. And I'm allowing this person to move into my home, bro. And I'm floating the bill for every motherfucking thing, my nigga. Just for this person to turn around and dead ass spit in my face and tell me that, like, you feel me, I'm a bad person, I'm a bad, bro, you fucking crazy, my nigga? Dead ass, like, that shit, I'm telling you, like, bro, I've been through some shit that really, like, oh my God, like, bro, like, I just can't believe how the fuck I used to be, like, that shit was sick. I can't even remember where the fuck I was at in this store. Anyway, so the nigga, boom, nigga kept asking me like, oh, okay, yeah. So I was telling y'all what led up to the spiritual warfare. This is actually what made people so mad at me. Like, people got so upset with me that I set up boundaries that they started going to spiritualists to put stuff on me spiritually. Because they knew that I was spiritually inclined, which is dumb. Because if you knew that I have a certain intelligence of spirituality, why in the fuck would you go and try to fight me in something that you know nothing about and I know more than you on it? So wouldn't you think I would know how to protect myself in that type of situation? If you know I've been studying. Now, y'all, I done been studying this shit for half a decade. I've been studying this shit for 5 years. Going on probably longer than that. Real shit. So these same people that didn't know nothing, they was just watching me do spiritual shit. These people don't know nothing about spirituality. They went to spiritualists and tried to put shit on me, y'all. My own you know what? I ain't gonna speak on that. So I felt like that's what helped lead up to me getting evicted, y'all. Because it was just too much shit going on back to back. I knew it was spiritual warfare. Now, the thing about spiritual warfare, it does hit you. But when it hits you, what you got on the inside of you, that's what really mattered. Because people think that you could counteract spiritual attacks, which you can. But in certain cases like mine, they will still hit. But the fact that I stayed prayed up, the fact that, like, I had knowledge on certain shit, it kept me strong to be able to weather the storm. So instead of that stuff, because the stuff that was sent my way was supposed to kill me. Me being evicted and being outside, that was supposed to kill me, y'all. I had visions and stuff of suicide. Death was literally visiting me, y'all. I smelled death for a year. Not a year, a fucking week. Not a year, y'all. That would have been crazy. A week. Death literally followed me, y'all. And I knew what it was. Somebody was sending that energy my way, but it could not touch me, y'all, because I stayed prayed up, my nigga, on God. Like, literally. I prayed probably like 8 times a day, every day. Because I knew I could feel it, like. And so when a nigga kept telling me to get my stuff, like, he was like, oh, come, like, go get your stuff, get your bed and shit. You can move it in the lady house. I was telling him that none of that stuff needs to be touched. All of that stuff needs to stay where it's at, because since I got evicted, they're going to come and throw all that stuff away. And all of that stuff needed to be thrown away because, like I said, all of that stuff was cursed. If I would have carried that shit with me, cycles would have kept repeating. I would have kept, like, ending up in the same situations, y'all. That's why I was like, I'm finna leave that shit where it's at. And then as I was praying, God kept giving me revelation that everything was going to be restored in abundance. So God didn't even promise me what I fucking lost. He didn't promise me what I lost. He promised to restore everything in abundance times 10-fold, y'all. So that's why I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. Because like I told y'all, God had spoke to me while I was outside and told me by May 5th, I would have somewhere to go. And that was very accurate. So at this time, I knew God was definitely speaking to me. That's how I was able to be so confident in God's word, because he already came and showed me his face, like, in the physical realm. So, boom. I kept telling niggas I ain't going to go get that shit. He kept trying to tell me, nah, we're going to go over there and just, like, whatever you can't get, just get it. So I remember the day came and he had like 3 cars. Like, this nigga had like that Honda, he had a pickup truck, and he had a Corvette. So he came to pick me up in this big truck or whatever. And I was reconsidering. I'm not gonna lie. I started to reconsider, like, okay, maybe if I could pray over, or maybe if, you know, this could happen, I could take some of this stuff with me. Like, maybe he's right. Like, maybe I should get some of this stuff. Y'all, no. When that man took me back over there to that motherfucker apartment, and I was able to go in there, because I went to the office and I asked them, I was like, can y'all let me in to go get my stuff? Y'all, the people wasn't even trying to let me in, y'all. The people was like, well, really, you was supposed to have been done, moved your stuff out by this day. But since you are here, we're going to go ahead and let you do it since we didn't start clearing it out yet. So I was like, okay, whatever. So they let me in. They gave me the key. They let me in or whatever. Y'all, soon as I stepped foot in that apartment, y'all, I'm telling you, the energy was demonic as hell. I swear, y'all, if I'm lying, I'm motherfucking flying in this bitch. Soon as I walked into that shit, it was demonic as hell. I knew that all that energy, all that spiritual warfare that everybody was like pushing my way, it was residing in that apartment. I swear to God. Y'all ever been to like a house or something and people was like, oh, it's haunted? That's what that shit felt like. Like when I stepped foot in there, like energetically, the shit was just low vibrational. So by the time I had made it up the stairs, y'all, I was on the break of tears. And I know you probably like, girl, you probably was on the break of tears because you reminiscing and you think about everything that you left behind. And they're like, no, y'all, I wasn't even thinking about none of that shit. It's like I couldn't control it. Like my eyes just started tearing up. This is how I knew, like, y'all, that was the enemy. That was that evil. That was all them evil spirits in there. I'm telling y'all. Like, I couldn't even really touch nothing. Like, I couldn't pick up nothing. Soon as that man came, because he was, like, coming inside to help me, y'all. I told that man, I said, we got to go. Bitch, I said, we got to go. I unplugged that Wi-Fi box, and, like, that was the only thing I did, y'all. I didn't take nothing up out of that bitch. I told that nigga, I said, bro, we got to go. So, as I'm leaving, the nigga still walking up the stairs, y'all. The nigga still walking up the stairs to walk around my apartment. Now, this was another thing, too. I was kind of, like, I kind of knew I fucked up when I brought this nigga back to where I used to live because I had 2 poles in my crib, 2 of them. And it's like, I pole dance for exercise, y'all. I've never worked at no strip club. I've never been no bottle girl. Like, I probably done been to the club probably less than 5 times in my whole life. I've never been that type of person to really like to go out and shit. And like the only time I would go out is if it was with my friend. If my friend was like, girl, let's go here. That's the only time I would go out. But other than that, it's just like, even during my upbringing, like I never was really the type to party. Like I got into partying when I was hanging out with that type of crowd. Did that make sense? But it was never really me. Like even now, like I don't hang out with the people I used to hang out with, y'all. I've not been to no motherfucking party. I have not been to no kickback. I have not been to no club. Like, I just don't really do shit like that. Like, so, yeah, like, but I knew, like, if the man seen the poles in my house, he was going to assume, like, oh, okay, this a party girl, like, or, like, this a freak or something like that. But in reality, y'all, I only did it for exercise. And plus, it was fun as hell. But you wasn't going to go to no motherfucking Onyx and see me dangling from no pole, bitch, getting money put in my bra. Like, you wasn't going to see that. And I felt like, just off the strength of me having those, that man was going to, like, his perspective was going to change about me. And he wasn't going to believe the truth that, you know, people don't just pole dance, you know, to be, like, sexual or whatever. People actually pole dance because it's fun. Like, it's a sport, basically. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't believe that shit. So, yeah, he went in there and he was just asking me, he was like, oh, well, you don't want none of this stuff. Can I have it? Can I have it? Because I did have some nice stuff in there. I'm not going to lie. And so I was like, yeah, you can have it. I don't give a fuck. Because he was going to take that shit to his house. Keep in mind, I was living with the lady. So none of that stuff that he got out of that apartment, none of that stuff was going to come back to where I was residing at the time. It was going to go back to his house. So me knowing that shit was cursed, I was like, if you want to deal with that shit, he could deal with it. Because I specifically told him all that stuff in the apartment was cursed. That's why I didn't want none of it. So if he didn't believe me, that's on him. So he went in there, he took the TV, And I think he had took some other shit too. I don't even remember. I ain't give a fuck. So all I know is I was sitting in the truck. He finally came back down with the stuff that he wanted for himself. And then we ended up leaving. Y'all, this is where I fucked up at. I left the fucking door unlocked. I left the door unlocked. And so before I knew it, I think I went back to his crib or whatever. No, fuck that. Went back to the trailer. I don't know if I had to work or if I was off. Long story short, all I know was, what happened? I was telling him, because the lady was real deep in her, not in her spirituality, but she was real religious. Like, she would turn on, and she was Hispanic too, like I said. She didn't speak English. So all the music she would listen to would be in Spanish. She would listen to Spanish gospel, and the church she went to was like in Spanish. So the lady was telling me, like, basically how she likes to worship every day. And I'm glad, like, I kind of was mad at her, like, at like how shit kind of unfolded. But I'm so glad that I did get to live with her, because she brought me deeper into like my spirituality and my religious beliefs. Like, waking up every day and like seeing her listening like to gospel and worship, it kind of rubbed off on me too. Like, I don't worship and listen to gospel every day like I used to. Like, I used to do it more consistently, but like, I'm trying to get back into it. But I'm so glad that I lived with her, like I said, because that shit rubbed off on me. And then plus she was really eager about me going to church with her too. Like, she was like, yeah, on Sunday we're gonna go to church. Like, you're off. Obviously she didn't say it like that, but y'all don't speak Spanish. I don't think so. But yeah, so I told her, I was like, yeah, and I was excited because I haven't been to church in a while. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was excited. So I was telling the man, I was like, yeah, I'm going to church with the lady and da-da-da. So instantly, y'all, the man was just like, you going to church with her? He was like, I don't agree with her beliefs. I don't agree with that. I'm Christian. He was like, she's Jehovah's Witness. Like, their beliefs are not right. They don't know what they're talking. Y'all, the only reason this man was mad about this lady's beliefs was because they didn't celebrate any holidays. That was the only reason this man didn't agree with her beliefs, because he even said it. He was like, they don't celebrate their birthday, which they don't. But you got to understand, if you don't celebrate any holidays, if you don't celebrate any birthdays, doesn't that mean every day is a celebration? Come on, somebody. Like, you got to really, like, when it comes to this shit, people, like, you got to know how to read in between the lines. This nigga sitting up here ranting on this lady, talking down on her beliefs, talking down on her, refusing to take her to church just because the lady don't celebrate motherfucking holidays. Y'all, I done been through the church. Like, I've been through the church hella times. Like, and I always had got a good word, y'all. I'm telling you, like, the same word you would go and get from them, you would get it in English at like a regular church. I mean, a Baptist Christian church. I swear to God, I'm not lying to you, bro. They speak the same word. Them niggas just ain't got to celebrate no fucking paganistic holidays, bro. Because really, a lot of them holidays that they celebrating, bro, you're not even supposed to be celebrating. Like Thanksgiving, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving because I have Native American blood. That would be so disrespectful to my ancestors to sit up here and say, Happy Thanksgiving. Y'all, Thanksgiving, y'all know what that shit is? That was when the motherfucking pilgrims celebrated after they had killed off all the Native Americans and overthrew this land, my nigga. This is why niggas is working 50 hours a motherfucking week, you know what I'm saying? For the basic shit, for basic living shit. And y'all sitting up here, Happy Thanksgiving. Fuck no. Hell no. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And this nigga sitting up here, he mad. Because he don't understand. This nigga don't have no high level of intelligence, my nigga. You old as hell and you don't know shit. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So anyway. So he was telling me, y'all, it came down to it. And he was telling me, he was like, I don't want you to go to church with the lady. When she go to church, I want you to come back to my house and I want to cuddle with you. This what this nigga fucking told me, y'all. This nigga said that I couldn't go to church. I had to come back with him and go to his house and fucking cuddle with this nigga, bro. I swear to God, that's what this nigga told me, bro. I told that nigga, bro, I said, I'm going to church. Like, I don't understand. I don't know what you got going on, but I'm going to church. I already told the lady I was going to go to church with her, so I'm going to go. So the nigga, he straight up tell me, you're not going to church with her. So I start asking, I'm like, so are you telling me I'm not allowed to go to church with this lady? And he wasn't answering the question. Like, he just kept telling me, like, you're not going to church. Like, y'all, I'm telling you, this shit got weird. The nigga was telling me I couldn't, bro. Oh my gosh. So I told him, I was like, I don't want to lay down with you. I was like, I don't want to fucking cuddle with you. Like, I want to go to church with the lady. Like, I don't want to go with you. So I guess that shit pissed him off. So since that shit pissed him off, y'all, why the fuck, I don't know if I laid down and went to sleep or if I went to work. I don't know. All I know was some hours went by and I came out the room or whatever the fuck. Why the fuck was my shit from the apartment in that lady trailer, bitch? My shit from the apartment that was cursed was in the living room at the lady house, bro. Now, it wasn't all this shit, but he had brought that TV over here, bro. He brought the bed, bro. He brought that whole fucking bed over there, bro. So, boom. Remember when I told y'all that the nigga said he wanted to see my hair, right? And so I told him I wasn't going to show him my hair right then and there, but he kept asking. So I told him, I said, one day I'll show you my hair right. So that was the day we were going to go to church. That was the day me and the lady was going to go to church. Now, they had church later on. They didn't have church in the morning. They had church, I think it started at 5. If I'm not mistaken. No, Bible study. It was Bible study. Excuse me. It was Bible study. It wasn't in church service. So me and the lady, I done got dressed. I done put my little dress on. I look good. My hair out. Because, like, at church, I'm like, I'm going to show myself at church because I feel, you know, comfortable. Like, you know, it's church. Like, I'm protected at church. I don't got to wear my veil. So at this time, I did have my hair out. Why in the fuck, like I told you, I went and peeped that my shit was in the living room. Oh, bitch, I was so mad. So just so happened, the nigga had pulled up. Soon as I seen that nigga, I instantly start blinking. I said, you motherfucker. I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember exactly what I said, but I know I got into that nigga ass. I said, something fucking wrong with you, bro. I said, that's your fucking problem. I said, bitch, you sitting up there, you thinking, just cause you retired, you happy, bitch, you ain't happy, you ain't got shit to do, bitch, you bored. You just riding around all day trying to find people to help, bitch. I fucking was blanking on this nigga, bro. And then another thing was too, it wasn't no locks on the doors, y'all. All her doors and her trailers didn't have locks on them. So I was not able to lock my door, y'all. This man, when he would come by, this nigga would just open my door, y'all. He wouldn't knock or nothing. And I know why he used to do that shit, because he used to think, I felt like he would think like, okay, what if he catches me while I'm undressing? I used to feel like he was trying to take like little sneak peeks at me type shit, but he could never catch me, y'all. I'm so fucking prayed up, y'all. This nigga could never catch me like, oh God. So I remember just blanking on a nigga, and I was just getting in his ass so bad, y'all. I'm the type of person, y'all, it's like, since I done learned about psychology and shit and triggers and shit, I know when I get into it with somebody, I know exactly what to say that's gonna trigger them and make them upset. Just by like learning psychology and triggers, childhood wounds and shit, like by healing my own shit, I learned how to trigger other, like the people that don't heal, I know how to get to them. And I'm knowing that nigga ain't about healing or none of that shit. He ain't about none of that shit. So I knew exactly what to say to like get under his skin type shit. So I was like, damn, like I done got into it. This nigga, like in my head, like, I'm like, damn, like I done fucked up my place to stay. I don't give a fuck, though. Like, so I had took my bins and shit, like all my shit. I took it out the lady house and I took that shit outside, y'all. And it was like this thing outside that I was sitting, it was like this green thing. Like, I guess the shit that bring the electricity in the neighborhood, some shit. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about, them green things that sit outside. Like, that's what I sat on. I brought my shit. So I just remember the man was like, come back inside. Like, why you got your stuff? Like, you're doing too much. Come back inside. Come back inside. And I was like, fuck you. Fuck you. Like, I was so mad. I was so pissed off. So the nigga just kept telling me to come inside. And I wasn't listening. So then he finally drove his car around to where I was at. And he was like, you know, you could come back in there and go lay down. He was like, you don't got to go nowhere. Da-da-da. But I was ignoring the nigga. I really just wanted him to stop fucking talking to me, because you was really mad that I told you that I was going to church with that lady. You was really mad that I told you that I didn't want to go lay with you. Like, so you're so mad that you went to my fucking crib and got this bullshit and brought it here. Like, he was doing that shit to be funny. Like, I knew he was doing that shit to be funny, bro. He was trying to make me look crazy in front of that lady, because the lady didn't know what was going on. Like, the lady didn't know that I told that nigga not to bring none of that shit. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So to the lady, it looked like he was helping me. Like, it looked like he was helping me by bringing me my bed and shit, but he knowing that he was only doing that shit because I told him I didn't want to lay with him, bro. So as I'm blanking on the nigga and shit, I'm looking crazy in front of the lady because she like, what the fuck? Is she mad because the nigga brought her, like, the shit or whatever? So I felt like the nigga like, bro, like, I definitely peeped that shit. So anyway, as I'm sitting out there, I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, well, damn. I'm outside again. I got all my shit. Like, where I'm gonna go? Like, what I'm gonna do now? Like, what now? Type shit. So all I know was the lady had came. She walked all the way from her trailer to where I was at. And she was like, you could come. Like, she was like, you pay me. Like, don't worry about him. Like, you pay me. Da da da. So when she talked to me, I felt better because it was her trailer. Like, the nigga didn't live with us in the trailer. So I trusted her. So I brought my stuff back and I had like ended up, you know, moving back in with her shit. But I did not talk to that man. Like, I did not talk to that man. Y'all, so that was the beginning of the man stalking me. I might have to do a part 2. No, I ain't gonna do no part 2. I don't know. Cause this shit is an hour fucking long, bro. I'm gonna have to edit all this shit. Like, but it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So I'm gonna see if I can just try to finish the story, but if it get too long, then I'm gonna do like another part 2. So yeah, I had to blank on that man. Ever since then, like, I went and talked to the man, like going to his house and all that extra, all that shit was dead. Like, all that shit was dead as fuck. Like, bro, I ain't gonna say I hated that man, but that man had me really, really, really fucked up, y'all. So boom, when I say he started stalking me, he will wait till, cause it was the lady that lived there. She would go to work in the morning, and it was this other man. It was this Hispanic man. He lived in the room next to me. He was renting a room from the lady too. He would also go to work. So when they would go to work, and he knew I was at the trailer by myself, y'all, he would come to the trailer fucking with me, y'all. This nigga would come to the trailer fucking with me because he knew I was in there by myself, bro. This nigga here got them, open the door. Open the door. Can I talk to you? Can I, like, this shit was, that went on for like months and months at a time. I think really the whole time I stayed in the trailer, he like, well, not the whole time, because it came to a point where he did leave me alone. Oh. Y'all, I don't even know if I should tell y'all. Now I'm gonna tell y'all because I don't give a fuck. Y'all judge me, judge your goddamn mama, your daddy, your sister, your cousin. Hold on. Let me tell y'all about this shit. This is how I got that man to leave me alone, y'all. So, like I told y'all, when I would be there by myself, the man would come and harass me and shit and be like knocking on the door, like trying to get me to talk to him and shit. So, and one thing about it, the nigga never came through the door though. Cause I felt like, at first I thought like I was more scared of the nigga than he was of me. And so as time was going on, I think the nigga could tell I wasn't all the way there mentally. Like, I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what type of signs, what type of behaviors I was exhibiting. But over time, I could tell, like, the man kind of started to back off a little bit. Because it's like he could tell I was a little unhinged. Like, I don't know. I really don't know what the fuck I was doing. But I could just tell by his body language. It's almost like he was starting to get a little afraid of me, y'all. Because, like, I would talk to my ancestors. Like, and then I had this stuffed animal. I still got him. His name Papal. Bro, that was my dog, bro. Like, that was really my friend for real. Like, and I used to really talk to him like he was like a real person. Like, cause he was. Like, at the time, he was a real person. That was the only person I had in my life. And so I think as like he would hear me in the room kind of talking to myself, and when he would come fucking with me, I would start making noises and shit, and I would start laughing. Like, I wasn't doing it on purpose. I just was talking to my people. And I think he probably like, this bitch in here cracking the fuck up. Like, I'm going to show y'all. Like, because I got video evidence of this shit. I'm going to fucking show y'all. So when he would come over and he would bother me, I would start speaking to my ancestors. I would call them in. Now, I called them in Spanish. The reason I called him in Spanish because he couldn't understand what I was saying. The nigga didn't speak Spanish at all, like a lick. So I would start speaking in Spanish. I would start ringing my bells. I would just start doing all the stuff to call in my ancestors because I knew my ancestors were going to protect me. And they did. Let me fucking tell y'all. So over time, like, the nigga, he would still come and harass me, but he couldn't get to me. Like, he couldn't like forcefully get to me. He would just stand out like side my door and try to make peace with me, but I would just constantly tell him to leave me alone. So after a while, I just started getting really irritated, and I just didn't want to live like that no more. Like, I didn't want to live like talking to this stalker man every fucking day. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I sent something his way. I did. I'm not gonna go into detail exactly how I did it. A lot of it was done really through prayer. But yeah, I sent something his way. I went to God and I asked God, I said, where he is, I am not. So if y'all know, that is a spell. That's like a banishment spell. It's like, that's when you banish someone from your energy. Like, where they are, I am not. Where they are, I am not. Like, you keep saying that shit, I'm telling you, that's how you banish somebody from your energy, bro. So I started doing that shit. I started doing that shit every day. I would do it. And I would just talk to God. And I just like kept telling God, like, basically, like, to keep this man away from me. Like, if he had any intentions to harm me, if he had any intentions of, like, because I felt like at like one point, I felt like the man was going to rape me. Like, I really felt like that's what he was leading up to. But I felt like he didn't want to forcefully do it, like, come in the room and, like, you know what I'm saying? Because he knew he would have to fight me. And the lady that I was living with, that was one of his girlfriends. That was one of the ladies that he was taking care of. So he didn't want her to know that he was trying to sleep with me or like fucking with me, basically. So I felt like that was another reason why he wouldn't just forcefully come in the room and like try to rough me up. Cause like, yeah, bitch, you was gonna have to put up a good ass fight. Fuck, that nigga was like to put up a good ass fight. I was gonna stab the fuck out of that nigga. Cause little did he know, bitch, I had me a knife. I still got me a knife. I need to get me another one. But yeah. So I just kept praying, and y'all, the man left me the fuck alone. I swear to God. I swear to God. When I went to God on this, and I got down, conjured up whatever the fuck I did, bitch, that nigga left me the fuck alone. Come to find out, like, probably 8 months went by, y'all. Ended up seeing the nigga again. Yeah, I'm gonna do a part 2, because I really want to get into this shit. I'm gonna do a part 2, but I'm gonna end this part with this, right? So I ended up seeing the nigga again, and we was talking. Y'all, why that nigga mama died? I swear on my life. I swear on my... Yo, why that nigga mama died? That shit crazy as hell. People be talking about, oh, that shit fake, this shit fake, that shit don't... Bruh, leave people... When people tell you to leave them alone, leave people the fuck alone. And I don't give a damn. Y'all could try to go in on me in the comments talking about, oh, you killed that nigga mama. First of all, I didn't kill that nigga. That nigga killed his own mother. Because I kept telling that nigga, bro, leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. If you don't leave me alone, I'm going to put some shit on you. He was one of them people that ain't believing that shit. When I told him that the shit was cursed in the apartment, he didn't believe it. I bet you he believed it then when he showed up to that funeral. I bet you he did. I bet you he fucking did. Like I said, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Because if that nigga would have fucking raped me or some shit, then y'all would have, who would have been there for me? Who would have goddamn been like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, who would I have been able to confide in? Because that lady, I couldn't have confided in that lady. That lady probably would have got mad as fuck at me that nigga raped me. On God. She probably would have got mad at me, bro. That was the only place I had to fucking live. That was the only place I had to lay my head at, bro. I was working 2 fucking jobs. Like, I was about to be working 2 jobs, come back home to the fucking streets, my nigga. I come home, I'm paying rent at this lady's house. This nigga coming over every day fucking harassing me, bro. You damn right I put some shit on him. Did I know the nigga mama was gonna die? No. But hell, fuck it. Hell, he should have left me the fuck alone. The fuck? Rest in peace to that woman, though. Real shit. I'm not, like I said, I'm not even gonna say what I did kill the lady, because we never know. You never know. I'm not even gonna, you know what I'm saying, put that type of, you feel me? But I'm just saying, when I got done did what the fuck I did, that nigga left me alone. Come to find out the nigga mama died. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all fucking like, comment, subscribe for part 3.